Hey, this is Mylixia from Mylixia TV. I'm bringing you another video. This video is a response to a question from Ask.fm by Prenifone, and that is, Mylixia, what would you suggest to do against people who try to hurt, harass, annoy you to the point of you actually wanting to hit them? And this is a good question because it also brings up another thing that I was asked in the stream about a week ago, which was another question. A person was having a problem with their teammates in a video game and trying to figure out what they could do to approach their teammate in order to resolve the situation. And this is an issue that kind of encompasses one single concept, which is conflict, and this idea of confrontation. And that as human beings, we're not all going to get along all the time, and most of the time we're not going to get along. But society from a very young age teaches you that you can't confront people. You can't go to people and talk to them about your issues, because if you do, you'll get in trouble, or something is going to go wrong, or any number of things. We're not taught from an early age to be confrontational, and yet it is our nature as human beings to disagree and have different opinions. And so what both of these problems encapsulate is an issue to not be able to confront people. And that ultimately usually comes from an issue of self-confidence. So if someone is hurting you or trying to harass you or annoy you, you are not being confrontational enough with that person to let them know that they need to back off. Usually, this differs within gender roles, but usually between male and male-to-male interaction, one male will realize that he can get away with this bullying because the other person is not resisting. And I don't necessarily mean resisting physically, I'll explain that, but I mean that they're not confronting them and saying, you know, hey, that's not okay, I have a problem with that, or we need to sit down and talk about that. So to address your situation specifically, for the first question, you need to be able to talk to that person. You need to be able to take them aside, not in a public place, but say, hey, can I just get a minute of your time? Can I just take a minute of your time? And practice it. You can practice it in the mirror, you can practice it at home, and when you talk to them, you make sure you look them right in the eyes. Right in the eyes, and you square your shoulders and just stand up and say, you've been doing this, and have something very specific. Have something very specific that they're doing to annoy her or harass you. Not something that's like, hey, you've been annoying me lately. It has to be very specific. You've been pushing me around a lot. Like, you know, just it seems kind of like a joke, but when I walk around with you, you kind of shove me a little bit, and that really sets me off balance and makes me feel uncomfortable. I would really appreciate it if you could not do that anymore. If you could just try to stop doing that, okay? And one of a few things is gonna happen. First of all, if you approach him from a sense of confidence, if you approach him from a place of integrity and honesty, most likely he'll back off. Most people will do that, 99%, okay? The second thing he might do is get aggressive. If he gets aggressive, then you need to say, hey, I want to calm down the situation. I don't want to get anyone angry. I'm just saying that I don't appreciate that, and I would really prefer it if you didn't do that. Thank you. You know, coming from a place of gratitude. And then the second thing, you know, the third thing he might do is he gets aggressive to the point where he gets violent with you. He gets violent with you. This is just my opinion. You know, I'm not a official psychologist or anything like that. But if the guy gets violent with you, you get violent back. If he hits me, I'm going to hit him back. That's it. You know, that's all that's going to happen. So there needs to be no two ways about that. Because as soon as you submit to a person who's going to stand on top of you, they always will. So you have to come to them from a place of respect and gratitude, but integrity and sincerity, and say, I'm not okay with that, and I need you to know that. And in terms of the team question, so you're having a problem with your team, it's about the same thing. It's approaching that person, maybe virtually, and saying, hey, can I just get a minute of your time? You know, I think we're having a conflict here. I think we're having a disagreement. Here's my side of it. Or what's your side of it? You know, what do you feel about this? What do you feel is the problem? What do you feel like is going on? How do you think that we could resolve this? Presenting them with options so that they can think for themselves around the issue instead of just telling them like it is. Treat them as they are, which is another human being. And try to help them come to a conclusion with you. And treat it more as a partnership. And that way, you know, be very honest that you're feeling uncomfortable and that you're having a problem with this conflict. And you'll find that people will be receptive to you. And not only that, but people will respect you strongly because you're confrontational. And I don't mean, and you know, that, again, see that word in our society, say, oh, that person's confrontational. It's this bad thing. It's this idea that we need to like stomp out, that being confrontational is not good. That's bullshit. It's absolutely good to be confrontational. You need to be able to tell people your opinions and your feelings on things. But you also need to be able to be receptive and listen to them as well. And the final thing I would say on that is don't suffer fools. Life is too short. A lot of people may know from my video gaming stream that if we get someone in the chat that is very difficult, we just ban them and move on. There's no second chances. It's just you don't have time to suffer fools. You're trying to do something serious with your life. You're trying to commit to something serious. So don't put yourself in the way where you have to deal with these same people over and over again. And don't be afraid to say, hey, I don't think this friendship, relationship, or whatever it is working out. And I feel like we could move on. And I just don't think we should really talk or be around each other anymore. It's just not working out for me. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid of ever confronting someone in your life that is giving you trouble. Because life is too short. It's meant to be enjoyed. It's meant to be loved. That's why we're all grateful we're here for such a short time. So what I would invite you to do is approach them from a place of honesty and confront them. And it's going to be hard the first few times, but you and they will be glad you did. They will be glad that you did, and you as a person will become much stronger. So that's what I encourage you to do, man. That's about it for now. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you for supporting it. We will see you guys next time. This has been an Ask.fm response, so check those out if you have any more questions. I'm happy to answer them. I've been getting some great questions, so I got a lot more videos to make. And I will. So thank you very much. Very best wishes. We'll see you very soon.